Hey, good morning, traders. Please like my video if you can. Retweet me on Twitter, Gumby9662C, if you get a chance. And any questions or comments, anything you're seeing in the markets that I'm not seeing, please leave comments below on the YouTube channel. Ask questions or anything like that if you get a chance. Okay, so basically, you guys know I'm a big fan of AnchorView app. Okay, so what I generally do is I will put the AnchorView app study, set it up for the prior Friday going into a new week, and then by about 10 o'clock Sunday night, I actually start getting some prints on the 4 hour time frame using the study. And then I have like a baseline to where the Anchor app for the current week, the new current week, where it will be starting at. So what I try to do here it is Monday morning. I try to give an idea: are we opening on the bullish side or bearish side of the Anchor app? And currently we're slightly above the bullish side of Anchor app since the cash open. We have gapped up. We close on the dead right near the dead lows there Friday, and the ZNs are gapping up here on the bonds. Now that being said, you go over here, and as you can see on this chart right here, this is the yield chart. This is the flip side of the bonds. Bonds sell off, yields go up. So what we've done a very critical back test as of Friday, in right there at the Friday close. We were actually looking slightly above that trend line into that close, and now we're getting a reprieve back. The markets are trying to decide, is that all we're going to get? To the upside, this critical back test on yields. So be very mindful of that. So we probably see a fade in the yields today in the markets. So be mindful of that. That's a primary theme here as a potential fade in the yields in today's session. So be mindful of that. Okay. The only things that will show up with this indicator is the futures. Okay, so that's why I have to stick with the futures here on Monday morning or early on Monday morning here. So heads up on that. So top one was the ends, of course, and so ES's. Go to that next. ES's this morning on the 4 hour, and ultimately everybody knows I'm looking for 5650 for the. We have a lot of sell signals coming into this week. Okay, so we're right here, right now, trading right at the Anchor app. So really not giving us any directional indication from the opening print, from basically our opening print, Sunday night opening print. So we'll see what happens here. So basically, we've looked below, we've looked above, just not really giving us any directional. I personally am not trading today uh, because of the election. I think this could be a very tight, inside day. Today, odds are not in your favor, barring some sort of news event for a directional bias. Although you can actually probably sell premium today and work out pretty good today. If you guys are inclined to sell like credit spreads on options and stuff, you can probably do pretty well today, in my opinion. Okay. NQs slash NQ. So that means my theme today, credit spread selling. Okay. So Qs are actually acting a little bit negative versus the opening print, Sunday night opening print anchor view app. So heads up on that. So we are getting a little bit more bearish in NQs than we do have in anything else in the markets. And that makes sense. I mean, they ran up the Techland into earnings. So taking some profits now off the table after the earnings are done, that makes a whole lot of sense to me for the you know, days, weeks, months. It all makes a lot of sense to me that we could start seeing paring back some of this run up in tech land, seeing as the big mega tech has reported. So heads up on that. That's a primary theme that I'm looking at here. Okay. Other ones that I'm looking at here, ready? TY. Russell this morning. That most of these haven't reported yet, so be mindful of that. So we do have an initial bid in the Russell showing uh, some initial buy the dip mentality here. We are pushing, I think we're pushing right into the daily 50 SMA. So heads up on that. They might be defending the daily 50 SMA this morning. So let's definitely keep that one on watch here. This here is looking more constructive this morning. YM, the diamonds. Okay, currently trading above the Sunday Anchor Review app open. So heads up, showing a little bit more relative strength here in the diamonds this morning. So that's another one to keep on watch here. That being said, now let's go away from the Anchor Review app real quick. And we'll go to pre-market things that are happening this morning. Donald Trump media is getting hit again. So heads up on that. There is a rumor out there that the fake news that came out about 3 weeks ago that Trump and Republicans, Trump was blowing it out, and the Republicans, it was fake news because of the betting markets. That some billionaires put some relatively, in the big scheme, relatively small big bets in the betting markets that Trump was going to win, and their cronies, at the same time there were some major short bets put in Donald Trump media and crypto at the same point, at that same time frame. So it makes you wonder if they were using the betting markets, which relatively small investments, to make some major investments, shorting anything related to Donald Trump into the election. So be very mindful of that scenario. Exactly what was going on. I personally don't think Trump's going to win. They have changed in the swing states. They've changed a lot of the voting districts in the past 4 years since the last election. So all things aren't equal. There's things that have been changed. There's been some record women that are voting, record Latinos that are pre-voting. So, but pre-voting on the women's side too. So there's a lot of reason to think that things are not as rosy for Trump as what you might otherwise think. So heads up on that. And this is coming from a Republican. So generally I'm a Republican. So the things that I'm watching here is NVIDIA. Early on this morning, we do have a bid in NVIDIA. Okay, holding above very critical anchor view app. As long as we hold above the 137.80, bias should be to the upside. Above 137.80, bias should be to the upside this morning on NVIDIA. So definitely keep that one on watch. Okay. Also watching Tesla because his attachment to the political process, Elon's attachment, that we could be actually coming down and filling this earnings gap post election. So be very mindful. I think this week there is a distinct chance that we are going to be filling at least part of the earnings gap this week here on Tesla, if things work out the way I think they're going to work out on the election. Okay. Other things I'm looking at. Oh, and then finally, I had mentioned in my weekend video, Apple and Microsoft are critical must-watch here. So be very mindful here. This is a critical anchored view app area, must-hold risk support area. Early on this morning, we do have a bid, so that's good. We're not actually pushing down below it, so that's leaning a little bit more bullish. Even though the Nasdaq's showing some weakness, it's not kind of showing itself in Apple, and I don't know, Microsoft. Let's check it out, and it's not showing it in Microsoft. So just be very mindful of that whenever you start seeing the ones that could be breaking support. Then you have to start really getting worried. So I'm not too worried about the weakness in the Nasdaq early on this morning. Okay. So guys, I'm just going to cut it short here. We're still not above 200 here on Amazon. There's still a call wall here at 200, and we're still not above it. There's a lot of people thinking we're going to finally break above 200 on Amazon. So heads up on that. Is there anything else I can say here? No. There you go. This MSTR, that's one of those crypto trades too. There are huge short bets, but at MSTR too. That's another one. So that's one of those crypto plays. So up here, when all that news of Trump was going on, they were actually putting some large short bets on MSTR up in this nosebleed area. So be very mindful of that. What's been going on under the hood. Okay. So, like I said, be sure and like it and retweet me if you get a chance. Thanks a lot.